내 다리 진짜 너네 타임 안에 절대 너네 타임에도 바르고 참해 볼일 없어 그만 goodbye yeah. 기회를 줄 테니 just to screw it up 미치겠네 다칠까봐 걱정되잖아 All my ladies out there, you're beautiful just the way you are 나는 매력이 없지 got curves honey 난 이 나라가 제일 아름다워 All you stupid haters can move right along cause ain't nobody got time for this 이름이 이미 반전이라서 리듬 타서 삶을 갖고 참는 모든 게 궁금해하지 Tell me 아무도 널 행복하게 하는 채 Text me Let's go! ReacttotheK. We are all, thank you! And today we'll be playing for you a set of songs by K-pop artists that are attending KCON.
I'll pour a little bit first. Just wait, who's having?
That covers definitely.
No. What's happening?
We don't have any.
Wow.
Thank you. Yeah, sure. With this song?
I think our performance was a minor success.
Thank you.
Yeah?
I thought it was pretty good, especially because like we couldn't find any Netflix stage. You're on that, right? Yeah, we rehearsed in the hallway.
Since I do a lot of K-pop these days, whenever I get into a session where I'm writing with a Western artist, it's always kind of, we'll write a verse and we'll write a chorus, usually with the same chords, you know, I'll just get a simple beat over a track, something like that. And we'll get the verse, we'll get the chorus, and then I'll be like, okay, let's go, second verse, we gotta do like a change up, we need like a reggae section, or we need, you know. And they'll be like, no, we're done, like, this is good enough. And I'm like,
really?
Yeah, I'm like, what? We don't need like, we don't need 7 other sections. So in a lot of ways, it's easier. I mean, just because it's simple, yeah.
But you have to spend those hours on the lyrics.
Right, yeah. And what we make up for is we have to do a lot more lyrical work.
When you guys start off with a song in the studio, let's say at maybe like a songwriting camp, or when you send it in, do the companies ever ask you to add more changes?
Yes, most definitely. When we were doing Move, SM specifically asked us to change up the second verse. It was initially like a really traditional, very Americanized type of format. And they were like, oh, we want a little variation in the second verse, can you change up the beat? And they were like, oh, maybe a little bit of the melody, but you can kind of keep it the same. But they for sure will let you know if they want some changes like that. Bring it There's a little tom in
I totally relate, because when we were doing What a Man for IOI, it was like, okay, we need a reggae moment in here. We're missing a chord change here in this part. We actually need maybe some talking in the intro, or so they know what they want. And if it's a little too simple, it's sometimes frowned upon, I think. You need that rainbow spectrum to give it the K-pop flair.
I was going to chime in to say, I think the biggest difference I feel when I'm writing American pop versus K-pop, when I'm writing with American writers and American artists, things tend to come, you'll show up at the studio with kind of no direction, and you just kind of talk and you see what people feel like doing that day, and as a producer, there's an expectation that you just kind of get a vibe started, however you feel. You might talk about some concepts, and you kind of build something from the ground up organically out of how everyone's feeling that day and what. But with K-pop, I tend to start with more of a clear direction, either something I want to do or something that the label has requested or something that I feel would be great. But I feel like, for me at least, it's more purpose-driven. So instead of just sitting down and writing whatever I feel like writing with no limits under the sun, there's just some sort of target in mind that helps me focus my energy towards an end result.
Butterfly, but you're not going to see any footage because it was drastically bad. I mean, Luna makes it look so graceful.
Ready, set, butterfly, go!
Wait!
No.
Yeah, we're going now. Cha, cha, cha.
So it's like what? Cha, cha, what do I say? Cha, cha, cha.
Cha, cha, cha.
Oh, it's come to this, hasn't it now? Alright. Cha, oh wait. Cha, cha, cha.
Ready? Cha, cha, cha. Cha, cha, cha. We need one person. PD. PD, get up here. Everyone's gonna get it so wrong. Actually, I'm gonna show this to you guys before I show the people in the front, so let's do this. So what happens is it starts with rock, paper, scissors. We're still going to do rock, paper, scissors, shoot. The winner of rock, paper, scissors, shoot goes for the offense. The loser goes for the defense. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. So this relies on fast reflexes, which I did incorrectly. You won, you should have gone for the hammer. Okay? And then if you lost, then you should have gone for the pot. Let's do this again. Let's do this quickly. Alright. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. It's just one unpressure song. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, wait. Wait, you won. Sorry. Okay, let's see this.
We gotta get the photo up, you know what I'm
Drop paper, goddammit! This is getting hard! Okay, so everyone who doesn't do a dance manual has to drink. How about that? Yeah? We trusted you. How could you do this? So Melissa drinks, Jared dances by himself. Okay, Jared, you're gonna put... Okay, what is it? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. That's diluted mustard. Is it pickle in pickle juice?
It truly is.
I dare everyone to do the most cringeworthy egg yolk.
Keep going. I haven't cringed yet. Not cringy. Put your whole body into it. Cheers. What is it? It's coffee. It's coffee, but with like hot sauce, and I think someone put like someone salted it. Thanks. I needed caffeine today. Oh, it's really good. It's like my two favorite things, like coffee and hot sauce, like put together. Oh, we want to drink our drinks for us. Do you want to try it?
See? Say quarter, take it, here. You flip it over. You show both, wait a minute, calm down. It tried to disappear prematurely, you have to bring that back. Here, both sides, shake it a couple of times, and it comes right back. You see how that's done? See, if you go like this, you see? Oh, where, here or here?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the final day of KCON LA 2019. I'm I'm on my way to what should hopefully obviously be a moment of high touch. And I'm in disbelief. Like, I don't know what's about to happen, but like, I'm arriving a few hours early so we can get a really good view of the beautiful ladies. We're here to represent Queen KCON, who is hopefully healing and de-stressing, and yeah, today is going to be an amazing day because we're done with all of our panels and performances. So, cue a fun, fantastic day.
What was the first impression of each other when you guys first met? 어땠어요? 서로?
우리끼리의 첫인상이 굉장히 오랜만에 듣는 질문이에요.
She's like, I haven't heard that question in such a long time.
일단 별이 같은 경우는 예전에도 이제 굉장히 좀 뭐라 그럴까 좀 반전 매력이 있는 그런 친구였어요.
별이, for instance, she had a lot of new things that would always appear. Something that was very unexpected. That was her points. 화사는 어땠어요?
화사는
여기까지 듣겠습니다. 화사's like, well, we don't have to go there.
화사는 예전부터 그냥 지금까지 Queen.
She said Queen Hwaza has been a queen from the beginning. Ready? Set, go. 좀 어려워. 일단 패스.
뭐든 해봐, 뭐든. 엑소분들?
박자를 맞춰, 박자.
짝.
영어로 박자가 뭡니까?
클랩. TT, 트와이스의 TT. 트와이스.
지금 이 혜진이. 이거는 알 수 있겠다.
선미님의 가시.
오케이.
뭘까? 둘이 아는 거 맞아? 추운성?
지금 화사 is trying her best right now.
Oh my god. 이게 뭐지?
지금 팀 멤버 이거 맞추는 사람을 잘못 고르신 것 같은데. Hey, how come you're not cutting us off? Really? 지금 내가 무무들한테 50초 땡 되면 알려달라는데 아직까지도 안 멈추고 있어.
Go. 모모랜드 분. 뿜뿜.
Ladies and gents, it's been a very long 4-day weekend for this crew of ReacttotheK. Yeah, it was fun. It was great to see you back with the crew, Uni. It was great to see these two lovely human beings experiencing K culture like for the first time ever. Oh, yeah. And of course Jared and Fiona here you go, are back. And KCON just did an amazing lineup. Let's go this way. What performances from the concerts that we just watched like blew your mind the most? Like which artist, which song, if there's one.
I really liked Luna Butterfly. Like that is a song that was just introduced to me because we did a K-pop cover for it at KCON. Like I love that melody, and I like practiced the part first, and then I like with MIDI file that Umu had with like the score that we had the parts, and then I listened to the actual song and I was like, oh.
Uni, which performances blew your mind?
Blue.
Your mind.
There were a lot of groups that I had basically no knowledge of until like a week ago. Mm-hmm. But like it was kind of really amazing to see, like to be introduced to their music and then like watch them perform it, get to know their personalities live on stage as a part of like my first impressions of them. And I have to say, I wasn't a huge fan of ATEEZ when I saw their music, or when I heard. I wasn't.
You saw their music.
I wasn't. But like seeing them. Well, I mean, I don't want to anymore because like they were so phenomenal on stage. Like their energy on stage was kind of unparalleled.
They're the biggest hit on stage.
Yeah, they
hit, which then leads us to hit sound.
I also really like Luna's Hi Hi just because I like am kind of obsessed with that song now, and like yeah.
Obviously, my favorites were everything we played on horn because I didn't know any of the songs before we played them, and then my other favorite was the Stray Kids song where they like have the choir and like the really loud bass.
You mean like all of them? Yeah. To quote what Brian from Ellen and Brian said is that every single time you say ETs, every single time you say my name, say my name, say my name, see ATEEZ, you like them more and more. Luna. Anyway, so moving to the two highlights of the night. Highlight. 17, like, hit was amazing live. Of course, they were facing the opposite direction, so it was more like we were experiencing. I can't think of a pun. Can you help me?
Honestly, we just experienced dat booty.
Yeah, we experienced dat booty happening in hit.
It was a real behind-the-scenes experience.
That's okay, thank you. They were just amazing as always. I am saving up specifically to go to their world tour that may or may not happen next year, I don't know. And then of course, like, oh my fucking god, Mama Moo. Oh my fucking god. Like, they're the first K-pop group ever that I ever wanted to see live. Yeah, I started this channel, I knew like VIX, BTS, some of like old classics, and then of course the audience introduced me to Mama Moo, and I was like, oh my god, I want to see them live. And they were the very first, and we finally saw them.
Okay.
And they were amazing.
I'm just so proud of Mama Moo for doing it today. Like,
yeah, without
okay, but still, had I not known better that they were a 4-member group, I would have been like, oh wow, they're a really solid trio. Like, it felt like, at least to me, that they like patched up the gap that Leon was supposed to have
with her energy
like,
and attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny because Solar came on for her solo stage, and I was like, wow, she's singing this solo song that like a bunch of other K artists have covered, but it's Solar. And then that finally dawned on me, like towards the end when she was really emotionally just belting it out, and then I just started bawling, and then yeah, that's when I lost it. And that was like the peak of everything. Solar, thank you.
how do you sum up this weekend? Because I feel like I have just been seeing K-pop as sort of like a passing interest of mine, as something that I do for the channel and I study, and not something that I've experienced. And so getting to actually like be immersed in that culture and in that, you know, community for a weekend was really special. I think it made me appreciate like what I do so much more and make me, I think I'm going to be a better reactor this season just from having been here and learned from the fans and from the songwriters that we saw, and from, you know, seeing all these groups do it live. I mean, it's a much different experience seeing them on stage, like performing, you know, like sweat dripping off them as they're like jumping up and down, as opposed to like seeing them, you know, on a tiny little computer screen. Like, I've seen ATs before and I loved them the first time, and like seeing them live is really what cemented to me like what is so special about K-pop and what is so special about seeing these groups perform live. And so seeing them again was just like, oh, I was so excited, and we were like jamming out and singing along, and it was really great. So that was like the highlight of the first concert for me, was like getting to see them again, and this is pretty great.
And flying! They covered Queen, and they also did a collaboration with Stray Kids. Holy frick, why did I forget about them? Sorry for interrupting you.
No, you're good. The like highlights tonight, I mean, there were lots of really good performers. I think, you know, ITZY stood out to me as their choreography being really tight, and then I think Stray Kids, like, that's such an intense stage presence, and like really loud bass. You could feel it in your chest. Like, that was very immersive. But I think, like, you know, I wasn't necessarily in like the greatest of moods when the night started, but then as soon as like 17 did Audrey Nice, I was like standing on my feet like, yeah, like singing along. Like, so that was like, I think, the greatest performance for me tonight. And then they like came back and they did it 4 times.
I always love listening to the groups that we cover, because it's like you appreciate it a little bit more, having kind of put it in, you know, a little, like a fraction of the work that they probably put into doing it, obviously. But it's just like cool, because it's like, oh yeah, it's like I can follow along and like appreciate that a little bit more. I actually, at the same time, 17 as well, because it's like you see these younger groups like doing so well, and then but then you see like 17 come on, and then they've got like that seasoned veteran experience. You can just tell, because there's just extra finesse and a little bit just that nice clean edge that they've got.
Same with Newies.
Yeah, exactly. Like those groups, it's like they've been in the game, and like they're like way up there.
Yeah, okay. Now that we've wrapped up the concerts, let's wrap up our weekend. I think what I'd like to say is I think this is the most fun I've ever had at a KCON so far. Please, if you ever see us in the future, literally anywhere, don't be afraid to say hi. I really, really appreciating like putting a face to the text that I see, you know, on my computer. So as like, you know, you're an actual human being in it. It really means a lot to us. We're really, really looking forward to our next KCON. We're really looking forward to interacting with you guys again. You guys have anything to add, or?
Mic drop.
Mic drop.
Okay. See you next year.
Egg yolk.
Bye. Did you just say egg yolk? Yes. 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 Work
With your fingers.
Oh. Oh, this is so weird. Why is this so weird?
Why does he still have 2 fingers on?
Are we finished your food?